Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Wartrain here. Do me a favor, if you're new, please subscribe and turn on notifications down below so that you guys can get notified of every time I upload a video just like this one. And if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, please give it a thumbs up. But with that said, today's video, guys, I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch Lite and is it worth picking up? Now, I was a first day Switch owner. I was out on launch day. As soon as the store opened, picking up my Nintendo Switch. I got, let's see, 1-2 Switch and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And obviously, I pretty much was just playing Breath of the Wild. The other game was for my kids to just mess around with. So I'm playing Breath of the Wild and I'm loving the game right from the beginning, and realized soon that it was my favorite game ever made. And it didn't take me long. I was just sucked in, and I had those feelings of like when I was playing the original one as a kid, and that was special. But regardless, it was like the fact that one day I was playing, sitting on a chair, and I had to go somewhere. I'm playing Breath of the Wild, and my wife was like, "Hey, we gotta go. Come on, let's get going." And I was like, "Man, I don't want to stop playing this. This game is so cool." And she's like, "Well, bring it with you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I can bring it with me." Like I just wasn't used to it, so I didn't even think of it. And when I was playing in the car, then it actually hit me and totally clicked. I was like, "Wow, this thing is gonna sell like crazy." Once people, actually have this experience and word gets around, this thing is going to sell like crazy. And anybody that ever asked me, because I had it so early, a lot of people didn't even know Nintendo had a new system. They'd ask me, what is that? And I said, "Man, this thing is amazing." And I tell them about it, and they give me the look. This is coming after the Wii U, so I understood the look. Nintendo got this like, especially after Wii U, was like, oh, the company that been making kid games and weird motion control stuff and weird tablet things, and you never like weird stuff, and the sales really took a hit during the Wii U era, but and people knew that the Wii had tons of shovelware, just so they looked at Nintendo kind of different at this point. When years back, Nintendo was it. They were the big dog, them and Sega. So yeah, pretty ironic how things changed at that point. But I could see this turning around. Now, fast forward, the Switch selling like crazy, and finally people get it. And like I said, no surprise there. So fast forward again. A little bit after launch, my kids were fighting with, who's going to play the Switch. So I couldn't let that happen. I got it for me. So I bought a second one, let them play with the other one. So now I had two Switches. Now, fast forward again, we get the summer revision of version 2 of the Nintendo Switch. I had to pick that up because the extra battery life, because I kept finding myself playing these huge games like a Breath of the Wild or, Octopath Traveler, say, something like that. These games that they just burn your battery up and spit it out because they're super long games, and the gameplay, you're going to be playing it for a while. If you start investing time into these games, they take time. Every time I turned around, my battery would be dead. So I was totally fine with investing in a new Switch. So right after that, we got the announcement of the Switch Lite. This guy right here. And I was kind of on the fence. Am I going to get this or not? And I was like, I'm not really sure. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick it up. I was like, I really like that blue color. That looks cool. Since Link's Awakening is coming out the same day, I'll pick them up together because Link's Awakening was a handheld game on the Game Boy, and it just made total sense. So I was like, I'll get it, and I'll play it on this. And that's what I did. And, but I didn't need this. Like I said, I have plenty of ways to play Link's Awakening, on the regular Switch, which is still a handheld. So, but once I picked this thing up, and it hit my hands. I actually made an unboxing video, but in that video, as soon as I picked it up and I put this thing in my hands, I could feel it right away. Like, wow, this thing does feel good. It felt quality, and it was very comfortable, really light. I liked how they took the color right up to the screen. I thought that was a nice touch, and I think I liked it a lot more than I was expecting to, honestly. So, especially this D-pad, man. Once I pushed on that, wow, this D-pad feels awesome. Now, I'd say the only problem is maybe the location. It is a little low, and depending on your hand size, it might be a little weird to have your thumb down real low like that. But for me, it's fine, and I think it feels awesome. I wish they'd put this D-pad on some Joy-Cons, because it kind of reminds me of an NES D-pad, but with softer plastic, which that's it, man. That is, whew. So, yeah, this thing, I like it more than I thought I would. But is it for everybody? No, absolutely not. I'd say, number one, this is for people trying to save money, or for kids, or people like me that just want another Switch because they just love Nintendo Switches, or they just want something to complement all of the other Nintendo products they have, and having a more portable handheld system works for their lifestyle. Because me, I always take my Switches to work. But it is kind of big, and if something were to happen, whatever reason, somebody stole it or whatever, it would be a little easier to eat $200 than $300. So there's always that too. So I've been thinking about that for a while. Actually, since I first started taking my Switch to work, that was the major thing I think about. I hope nobody ever takes this. But, this thing's a little smaller too, so I can put it with my stuff a lot easier. Because if you had a big pocket, you could easily fit this in a pocket. I mean, it definitely is smaller and feels smaller. For me to just put it in my hand like this with the regular Switch, it's just not really something you could do that with. But it really hit me when I was, this weekend, on Friday, right when these came out, that night I went to a New York Yankees game in New York, and my son's baseball team, we all went with my family. We were all together on a bus, took the bus there, and I played Link's Awakening on this guy the whole ride there and the whole ride back. And I'll tell you what, it was awesome. And the one weirdest thing that happened is when we were on our way back, I had to go in my bag to look for something. And when I was done, I look on my lap to play, and my Switch is gone, and I'm like, So I look over, and I see my little guy right next to me, just totally invested in a Link's Awakening. And that's when it hit me, man. It looked perfect in his hands. It was the right size. The screen looked like the perfect size. And I was like, wow. I asked him, how do you like that? He's like, oh, I love it. And I could see it in his eyes. And it just fit his hands so perfect. He's 6, so, the normal Switch is a little big looking for him, but it looked absolutely perfect. And it was like, that's it. Man, Nintendo knows what they're doing. Because this is going to sell like crazy to kids. And I think, besides, they want to sell it to everybody, I think it's mostly targeting kids. Especially it's more durable. It's cheaper, so parents will, easily spend $200 over $300. A lot of parents would rather spend $200 than $300. They don't care about the functionality on the TV. They're just seeing that price tag, especially if they're worried about their kid, busting it or something, because $300 is a lot to swallow. So, there's that. And a lot of them, people that are still playing some of these systems, playing like the 2DS or 3DS, and if you think about it, the new 3DS XL, when it launched, I believe, was $199.99, just like this guy. And, you didn't get an HD screen, and you did get a huge library of some great games, but not a bunch of great HD games that are total console quality. So there's that. I mean, the library for Switch now is just insane. It's awesome. There's so many great games. You know, and the fact that this little handheld can play most of that library, excluding like Labo and stuff like that, but most of the library, it's absolutely amazing. You know, so can I recommend this thing? Yeah, hell yeah. This thing is awesome. I recommend it as a handheld only though. I can't recommend this if you're looking for that, you know, the Switch feature because you're not getting it. You're not getting it at all. But as far as a handheld, man, this is top notch. I mean, this is it. I love handhelds. I have a bunch of handhelds, and this is my new favorite handheld. You know, which became the regular Switch. But as far as just a handheld, this is #1 for me. This thing is awesome, and you know, there's so many great games, and that library is just growing and gonna continue to grow. And a lot of the games that were great on other libraries of the past, say like you know, say the PSP, or for instance, there's a bunch of games that were on the PSP that you can play on Switch. So, and the Vita. So I mean, you know, think about that. It might not have all those JRPGs and stuff, but you know what? It has some of its own and a lot of more modern stuff, and it does have a ton of retro. I mean, there's a lot of retro games on the Switch. I mean, these things are retro machines, so you can't exclude it from any genre of games. Maybe sports like football. There's no Madden, so there is that. I'll give somebody that one. And there's no Call of Duty yet. I mean, who knows? But there is other shooter games like that. But no Call of Duty yet. So there's pretty much no Madden and no Call of Duty are two major franchises that hopefully will come over at some point. But there's so many other games to play, I don't think you need to really be obsessed on those two. But yeah, this thing is great. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I bought it. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. And let me show you the screen before I end this video. Because, man, the pixel density being smaller makes this screen just pop. I don't know how it'll come off on the camera. But, man, this thing looks beautiful. See if I can control it backwards. I'll get killed. I got a knight over there. I'm at the castle here. And that's a dungeon, or in the castle. Whoop. Let's see here. Oh, where's the button? There it is. What an amazing game this is, too. It looks gorgeous on the screen. And looks great on the TV as well. It's just a great looking game and a fun game. But yeah, just another reason to buy the Nintendo Switch is games like this. Games you're not getting on anything else. You're not getting any Zelda games on any other system. But yeah, this thing looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, I can highly recommend this as a handheld. But with that said, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, guys. I put gaming content... Can't even talk. I put gaming content out every day if I can. But that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm the War Train, and I'm out. Have a good one, guys.